Hello, travelers, dreamers, seekers of adventure. If you land in a new country and all you want is your favorite food from back home, if you flinch at unfamiliar prayers, if you stare at people like they're the strange ones for living differently, then here's the truth. You didn't really travel. You just relocated your comfort zone. Because travel, real, raw, unforgettable travel, isn't about where you go. It's about who you're willing to become when you get there. Hey, if you're here, you're probably someone who dreams of distant places, who scrolls through videos of sunsets in Bali, food markets in Morocco, train rides through the Swiss Alps. You're curious, restless, hungry for more. And that's exactly the kind of person the world needs. But before you take off, there's something you should know. If this message is already lighting something up in you, subscribe right now, not just to this channel, but to the idea that the world has something to teach you. We're here to explore, grow, and walk paths that challenge who we think we are. So hit that button, and let's make the journey together. Swim. See, travel isn't a highlight reel. It's not always smooth. It's not always beautiful. Sometimes it's sticky, awkward, and full of "what am I even doing" moments. And that's exactly why it works. Because if you're flying thousands of miles just to find a piece of home in every place you go, you might be missing the point. If you turn your nose up at the local dishes, if you breeze past the rituals that don't match your beliefs, if you look at every person as other, if you treat culture like a costume you don't want to try on, then honestly, you might be better off staying where you are. Because travel doesn't change you unless you let it in. You're not out here to observe the world like it's some kind of exhibit. You're here to feel it, to understand it, to be woken up by it, to walk through markets where you don't speak the language and still manage to laugh with the vendor, to sit in silence at someone's sacred ceremony and feel the weight of it, even if you don't fully get it. That's travel. That's the good stuff. You don't have to understand everything. You don't need to have the right words, the perfect plan, the safest route. You just need to be open. Open to feeling out of place. Open to being wrong. Open to being the guest, not the guide. Because when you stop trying to control every moment, the magic shows up. It won't be the perfect photos you remember. It won't be the hotel with the infinity pool. It'll be that night you got lost and ended up being invited to a stranger's dinner table. It'll be that bite of something spicy that made you cough and laugh and cry, and then ask for seconds. It'll be the smile from someone who had nothing in common with you except for being human. Because deep down, that's what travel is really about. Not escaping your life, but expanding it. Not just seeing different places, but seeing people, really seeing them, and letting them change you. You don't have to agree with every culture, every idea, every tradition, but you do have to respect them. You do have to show up with humility, not superiority. When you leave a place, the goal isn't to come home with souvenirs. It's to come home a little softer, a little wiser, a little more aware that your way of living is just one way among many. The world is full of beauty, pain, joy, and history. And you only get to understand it when you stop standing on the sidelines. So here's the truth. If you want the world to welcome you, you have to show up ready to receive it. Not just the views and the photo ops, but the people, the practices, the uncomfortable parts. Because the greatest journeys aren't about distance, they're about depth. And the best travelers, they don't just pass through places. They let those places pass through them. So wherever you're going next, go with your heart wide open. And if you're ready to be changed by this world, subscribe to this channel. Not for me, for you, and the journey you're about to take. Because the world doesn't need more tourists. It needs more travelers with soul.
Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to